on supply chain technology. I'm going to speak on businesses and I'm going to speak on business value from digital, right? So the digital transformation focus with respect to business is what I'm going to speak on. Hey, thanks, Mohit. So here we are. I think the topic for my session is transformation in a digital age, and the focus is going to be cutting across industries. Let me begin with a quote. This is a quote by Richard Foster of Yale University. What he said is that in the next 10 years, we are going to see three-fourths of the S&P 500 companies are going to be those which you have not even heard about. And that's likely to happen primarily because big companies can't out-innovate the market. What's happening is big companies ought to look at their old businesses in a different lens. They ought to look at it saying that, do I need to exit the old business? Do I need to do the old business in a different manner? Or do I need to get into a completely new business? And it doesn't come easy, right? Because you're in the inertia and big companies, there are a lot of issues with respect to change management. So that's one of the reasons such kind of forecasts are being made, and I truly buy into that. So this is what we call as creative destruction. What we see here are a set of numbers. Any guesses what these numbers really mean? You want to hazard a guess? What are these numbers? Anyone? Valuation, yes. Any ideas which valuation? No, valuation is the right answer. So what we have is here is a valuation of a company, and the bottom line is the year, number of years. In 5 years, we are seeing a market cap of $60 million going to $66 billion. Any guesses which company this could be? So Uber is the company, right? And we have seen this kind of digital disruption, which has created a company which was not even profitable today, but the perceived valuation is like $66 billion, which is much larger than many of the companies in India today. So the point here we are trying to make is one simple focus on how you can kind of add value to a customer, and getting technology embedded in it can change the entire dynamics. And you are seeing a disruption in the entire transportation industry in the world. And this is a completely an asset light, asset zero model. So digital disruption it is, and all that, at the center of all of that, what we see here is customer experiences. These customer experiences are being redefined with new focus. We are talking about new business models being created, new value being created, which we saw in Uber. The second leg is new expertise. We are talking about new capabilities being created, creating a culture of openness, innovation, and collaboration. So we are seeing so many businesses which are purely built on collaboration or crowdsourcing, as they call it, crowdfunding. There's a new ways to work, which we see on shop floors today, smart factory, connected workforces, where digitized operations are building efficiency and increasing customer centricity. So if you, for a moment, think about your business and try and see which of these levers may work for you, and try and see which is the customer at the end of your spectrum who is going to be benefited and in what way, you will start getting ideas about it. So that's the way the first ideation starts, right? And all of this, you see in the four corners here, symbiotic. So we are talking about symbiotic relationships between various stakeholders. It's all contextual. So there is a context to it. There is a context in every discussions we are having with respect to the customer. There is a cognitive element to it. So that's a cognitive is the new theme. Everyone is going for a cognitive era today. And it's all orchestrated, right? So Uber is an orchestrated system. So someone is orchestrating the entire game. All stakeholders are coming together, and the beauty is happening. So all this is all about business value creation, and at the bottom of it is a host of new age technologies, which are purely enablers. So at the end of the day, we are talking about business value being created, right from the entire first step, whether it's a back office, to your operations and to your front facing. We're talking about digital for efficiency, where we are talking about cost takeouts. We are talking about improving productivity, transforming supply chains. We are talking about digital for growth, looking at spawning new businesses, trying to increase your existing businesses, engaging with the customer, making digital secure, trying to improve the agility of the IT. This is the digital enablement which is driving all of that. Just imagine for a moment a supply chain of a product, any product, consumer product or industrial product, whichever companies you come from. If we look at operations, we're talking about connected factory. Some of the key metrics which most companies are trying to go after are reducing downtime, trying to improve yield, trying to improve quality, improving procurement decision making. There are a lot of solutions which are coming in where the focus is on driving these metrics. So whether it's a IoT solution which is connecting the entire shop floor with respect to with the management and complete to the back end, trying to manage inventory, shop floor movement and outbound, making it a connected workforce so that efficiencies are improved, etc. Or it could be about buyer decision assist, where there are a lot of tools which are being talked about or which are being implemented for as of now, which are helping improve the buying efficiency, whether it is trying to optimize buying price, the price at which you buy, trying to make it predictive in nature so that you buy it at the right time. So this operations piece is a huge opportunity for digitalization. Moving to smart logistics, humongous amount of opportunities, and there are a lot of speakers who are coming there. We're going to talk on logistics, asset tracking, route optimization, enhancing productivity. If we look at sales and marketing, customer service, we are talking about digital commerce. So everyone wants to disintermediate the channel and try and sell it online, right? Today we are seeing e-commerce. So everyone wants to start his own portal and maybe even take out Amazon and Flipkart out of the picture. So we're talking about digital commerce, engaging with the customer. In case of service-based companies, service efficiency management. How do you empower a service person who is moving on the field, give him an app, and try and monitor his performance sitting somewhere in some other city, right? Try and monitor his performance, try and give more value to the customer while the field serviceman is inside the customer's house, for example, try and upsell and cross-sell on new sales opportunity. So you are actually empowering the service person to wear a hat of a salesperson. So that is to drive sales effectiveness and increasing new revenues. So there are new revenue models being created. We are talking about moving from a capex model to an opex model. Take example of Philips. Philips, you would have heard, has changed the game. A year back or so, they implemented lighting as a service in Schiphol Airport. So today the solutions are being serviced by Philips. Schiphol Airport doesn't own the lighting. They don't own the assets. They just pay for the OPEX, whatever they consume. And in that process, a company like Philips will try and help Schiphol Airport reduce its energy costs. And it's all happening through technology leverage. And all of these are driving at the end of the day, the customer experience. So whether it is CSAT, customer satisfaction, net promoter score, at the end of the day, the focus is on customer and deriving business value out of it. Let me run you through a few business models which are being talked about in digital transformation. At the top is platform-based model. So platforms provide much of the infrastructure for a solution. And take SurveyMonkey, for example. SurveyMonkey is a very simple tool, right? Any of us can use it. There's a basic thing which you can just deploy your research and get feedback from a host of people in no time. Earlier, you had to recruit a research firm and they had to go to 10 people and ask questions. Now you can do it online. And obviously, there is a premium model. So it's a freemium model. Platform is available. It's deployed. You just leverage that. Connected ecosystems. We're talking about Visa today. Visa is talking about creating an ecosystem where all the devices, whether it's a car, home, a point of sale, everything becomes a point of sale for them. So they're trying to create an ecosystem where Visa can be deployed anywhere on the fly, and you have a transaction closed quickly. Anything as a service. I gave example of Philips earlier. Lighting as a service has become one of the examples, but there are umpteen number of examples where water as a service. Today, we're talking about water being sold as a service. So you'll not end up buying maybe jars and buckets of water, but how much water you consume will get charged to you. And all that can happen by monitoring, and that monitoring can happen through sensors and IoT. Mass customization. So we're talking about Adidas, right? So you can actually customize a shoe, whichever shoes you want, you can put your name on it, and all that is possible through flexible production systems. Experience selling. So Jaguar Land Rover came out with a beautiful virtual experience to anyone who wants to buy a JLR. With that, they are able to reduce the number of cars which need to be stocked in a showroom, right? So I don't want to sit in a car, but I am happy going through that virtual experience, and that experience itself is so good that people end up buying that car. That's the power of virtual. Omni-channel experience, Carrefour, Belgian retail house, they are giving a phenomenal experience in terms of online and offline experience. It's all synced, so you have an omni-channel experience. Collaborative production. We're talking about collaborative production, which starts with the idea that a community of users decides what to produce. And that's how Lego has kind of created a beautiful ecosystem there, where the community is saying that this is how the product should be. And likewise, there is Xiaomi, who started with smartphones, right? There's crowd ideation which is happening. So these are some of the business model, not an exhaustive list. There's a long list which we can talk about. I just want to talk about one example here, which is about a one-click ready mix experience for the contractor. This is little in a different context.